Hello everyone and welcome back to Chess Noob. This is Shantan Chandra. Here am I again back with another chess video, and this time this video is about Magnus Carlsen, and Magnus Carlsen today lost to Jan Krzysztof Duda in the fifth round of the ongoing Norway Chess Open, and this is the first time he has lost a classical match in over 2 years. Exactly, over 2 years. The last time he lost was on 31st of July in 2018 in BL Masters to Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, and after that he has lost this classical match after 2 years, more than 2 years. So let us see, without much further ado, how this game went. E4, Christoph is white. C6, and we have seen Carlsen playing the Caro-Kann recently. D5, N3, D4, N4, F6, F6, E6, C3, Bishop D6, Bishop D3, short castle, Queen C2, Rook E8 check, Knight E2, H5, Bishop E3, Knight D7, long castle, B5, and here these are all theories, guys. The B5 move is the first move that we move away from the main opening book, and here white went with d5 with the idea of threatening these pawns which are weak. Carlsen replied with c5. Now let us see what would have happened if he had taken on the pawn. If he had taken, then this is not so good for black, as bishop h7 check comes in, and after bishop h7 check, king h8, rook into d5, knight e5, rook hd1, g6, bishop into g6, f into g6, and rook into g6. This position is cruising for white. Going back to c5, after c5, uh, white played bishop into b5, rook b8, c4, a6, bishop f4, rook e7, knight c3, knight e5, knight e4, rook b7, b3, rook b4, bishop d2, bishop into f4, rook into f4, bishop f5, rook d1, and h4. In this position, after rook b7, b3, rook b4, bishop d2, this exchange sacrifice is, guys, more or less justifies after bishop f5, because now my I have this whole file b file to me, and can bring my queen out somehow. If I can defer this bishop away and bring my queen to b6, I have this whole file, and I have some tactics like knight c4 coming in. So here black played h4, and this is the mistake which cost him the game. This was the mistake that cost Magnus Carlsen the game. And why h4 is a mistake? Because this knight, although it is centralized, it is very important for this knight to come to g4, threaten this f2 pawn. This was very important. And after h4, white gets h3. That is the and that is why this move h4 is not so good and is slowly deteriorating to a loss. What black could have played was knight g4, and after knight g4, f3, bishop into e4, f into e4, bishop e5, bishop c3, and bishop d4. And this position, guys, in this position, it might seem that black is an exchange down, but black is completely doing fine, because this bishop on d4 is very strong, and you cannot take the bishop on d4. And my ideas are coming in like knight e3, queen b6, and several ideas are coming in, probably bishop e3 check also. So a lot of ideas are coming in, and this position is very unstable, and anything can happen if you make a blunder, it both sides has to be careful, and this can go either side. For example, if you take bishop into d4, this is not so good for white, because after bishop into d4, c into d4, and queen d3, knight e5, queen d4, and rook b4, and slowly everything is coming in, and this pawn will fall, and the king is weak. This pawn on c4 will fall, and the king on c1 is weak, and this is completely winning for black, because this rook is completely out of play. The king is weak, and that is why this bishop on d4 is very important. So after h4, white played h3, but white had, though this move also works, because this move stops the plan of knight g4. White had another choice, that is to go f4 instead of h3, and then rook knight g4, rook hf1, queen d7, h3, knight h6, and rook b3. Now this my rook has come here to defense, and in this diagonal, in this file, and your knight on h6 is completely out of play. And if you want to bring your knight into play, you have to give through f5. You have to give up your bishop on f5. So I am completely cruising in this position as white. h3 was played, and after h3, knight g6, rook e3 with the same idea, to bring the rook to b3, knight f4, g4, bishop g6, king d1, and here uh, the position was somewhat better for white, obviously, because white is an exchange up, but then this position was somewhat in the balance, or a bit on the white side, where Carlsen got desperate and played f5, and this is completely results in white winning the game, because after knight into d6, queen into d6, king to f5, bishop h5, f3, queen f6, queen, and he played bishop c4, bishop c3. But what white missed here is the move queen e4. He was afraid of the move queen e1, but after queen e1, bishop c1, rook b1, and he probably missed this move king d2, and this is completely winning for white, because I have your knight on f4 is hanging. I have ideas like queen e8 check, maybe bring this rook, and this is completely winning for white. Anyways, after queen f6, white went bishop c3, which is not so good. Or it is good, but then delays the win. Queen g5, queen e4, queen g2, rook he1, queen into a2, and after queen into a2, this was also a very bad move from Carlsen, because after queen into a2, queen c2 comes in, and if you exchange, I'm simple up exchange up. So he takes on c4, and after that rook e8 check, king h7, rook b8, and queen into d5, queen d2 check. Carlsen played on queen into f5, rook e3, knight e2 check, knight into c3, queen into c3. See guys, here he is an exchange down and a rook down. He still plays on. That is the fighting spirit of the world champion, guys. He's a world champion for a reason. As you can see in this position, he is a rook down and an exchange down. He still goes on to play another 10 moves. Queen f4, queen d3, and he doesn't make it easy for Duda. f5, rook f8, queen b4 check, rooks king c1, bishop e4, queen b3, queen d4, queen c3, queen d6, rook f7, queen g6, queen d7, rook d7, queen g1 check, king b2, c4, rook into e4, f into e4, rook d4, and such was the tenacity of Carlsen that White had to give up on e4. He had to give up his bishop, rook again for the bishop to develop something critical and detrimental to win this game, because otherwise he was holding the position somehow. Somehow he was material down, but he was still being able to hold the position. Queen f2, queen d2 check. Sorry, queen f2 check, queen d2, c3 check, king c3, queen g3, king b2, queen h3, rook e4, queen g3, queen d4, queen g2 check, king c3, queen f3 check, king b4, queen f8, king f8, queen f5, king a5, g5, a5, h3, rook e7 check, king g6, queen g7 check, king h5, queen h7 check, king e4, and finally after rook e4 check, he loses the queen on f5 and he resigns. And this ended a 2 year run, 2.5, more than a 2 year run of Magnus Carlsen unbeaten in classical format. I hope you have liked the video, guys. If you have liked the video, kindly do hit the like button and the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell and hit it to all to stay updated and get notification whenever Chess Noob uploads a video. I'll be back with another live stream or chess video, interesting one. Till then, bye bye.